Hello, this is Chad Schiffer. Welcome to Chad Schiffer's Genealogy. Today we're going to have an interview with my aunt, Cindy McKeand. Cindy's maiden name is Cindy Moeller, and she was married to Mike McKeand, who is the youngest brother of my mother, Judy Schiffer, whose maiden name is also McKeand. And hope you enjoyed the interview.
Cynthia Ann Moeller, December 13th, 1949.
And born in Joliet?
Yep,
Okay.
Silver Cross.
Okay. So do you want to start with how you guys met?
Okay.
Okay.
We did meet down by the Silver Cross Drive-In. It was like there was a regular cruise pattern. You went downtown through Grants and through Silver Cross up on the Park, come back, and that's what people did, just cruise around. And I don't, and now that he mentioned I was with someone else, I do remember that now. It just came to my mind who I was with. And, so it was him and Jim Riley we just started talking, and Jim wanted to go out with my friend Patsy. And then I guess, if she would go out, Mike would go out with me, if we could go together with a double date or something like that. But I don't think we did double date. I don't know if we did or not.
We did.
We did? Okay. But our first date was at the Hilltop with Mike and I wore this polka dot. He'll always remember what I wore because it was a polka dot thing, and he hates polka dots.
Oh.
And I never wore polka dots after that.
Oh, okay.
And what do you remember about your wedding?
The Royal Trio, they were called. I don't know how we ever booked them, but back in the day, that's what you did. You had an accordion player, and you did the polkas and stuff like that. And it was winter. It was cold. I loved the girls' dresses. They were green velvet, and it was a good time.
And who was in your wedding party?
My best friend Patsy was my maid of honor. Then Linda was in the wedding, and my sister Joyce.
Okay. Linda. Do you remember?
Linda Church.
Okay. So tell me, you've got two children, which Mike kind of went through their names and birth dates.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about each of them.
Okay, Michael's the oldest. Carrie always said he was my favorite, but that was not true. I just said he's my favorite boy and you're my favorite girl. But Michael was very shy as a child. He did get into sports in high school, and I think that helped him a lot. And he's a great father, very family oriented. He's a good son. We can call him whenever we need him for anything. Just turned out to be a good man.
Mm-hmm.
And Carrie is a very independent person. My sister always said she marched to the beat of a different drum. And that was kind of true. She was a child, a kid, a teenager. But she went away to college. She's very artistic. She's very creative. She became a mother late in life. And she's a wonderful mother. She's a wonderful person. She cares about the environment. She cares about people. And she's just a good person.
And so tell me about your family, your mom and dad.
My mom and dad, they both came from Chicago, grew up in Chicago. When they got married, my dad was a carpenter, and there wasn't a lot of regular work. We moved a lot as kids. My parents separated, divorced when I was probably in third grade. So my mom raised 4 kids as a single parent. She worked very, very hard. I saw my dad, but not a lot, and we never really had a good relationship. My mom created a great life for us, and I had a very, very happy childhood.
Okay. And you have siblings. Can you tell us about each one of them?
My sister Kathy is the oldest. She worked at the post office after high school, and then she went to school and became an LPN, which she did for probably 30 years and just retired this past year. And she has grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and we're pretty close. Mm-hmm. Then came my brother Robert. He lives out in Shorewood. Him and I were very, very close as children because I was a tomboy.
Mm-hmm.
So we played baseball, we jumped on garage roofs, things like that. And he went into the service when he was 17. He served in Vietnam. When he came home, he got married. He had 3 kids. And his wife just passed away a year and a half ago. And we talk regularly, and, you know, he's a good guy.
Okay.
Then my little sister Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
She's 8 years younger than me. We're very close. We talk every week. I visit her whenever we can. We go on girls' trips, or myself and my sister Kathy. And she has 3 boys and 1 grandchild. And she's also divorced and has a business by herself that she's makes a real good living at. And she's a lot of fun.
Okay. And where do you guys go for your girls' trips?
Oh, we've been we've been on like 9 trips. So we've been to Georgia, we've been to Arizona. We went to like Savannah, Tybee Island, Albuquerque, New Mexico for the Balloon Festival. We've been to Quebec. We've been to Nashville. We've been to Sedona, Arizona, and then we went to Scottsdale, Arizona. We take turns picking.
Mm-hmm.
Every year someone gets to pick.
Okay.
And ever since COVID, it's kind of messed things up, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. And where did you go to high school at?
I went to Joliet Central,
Okay.
the #1 high school.
That's where Ashley's at
It's a
today.
beautiful building.
Yeah. And what year did you graduate?
1968.
Okay. And then, did you play any sports or extracurricular activities in high school?
In high school, we didn't have girls' sports in those years, but I was in GAA, Girls Athletic Club.
Okay.
And so I played like, what did we do? A little bit of tennis. It was just like a basketball, that kind of stuff. Bowling, yeah.
And what did you do in the summers when you were a kid?
Well, when I was a kid, summer was spent outside all the time, riding bikes, playing tag. We used to have neighborhood hide and seek. We went swimming. We were just always outside.
Okay. And who was your best friend growing up?
Well, in grade school, I would say it was Lynn Misarevich. And then when we got to high school, we went different ways. And I've been friends with Linda and Patsy, Linda Church and Patsy Connors, ever since high school, our sophomore years. We've been friends for like 55 years, and we see each other on a regular basis.
Okay. And what was your favorite subject in school?
English.
Okay. And did you have any teacher that you felt was most influential for you?
I would say Mrs. Nelson, our English teacher, and she would have us write, essays on what did we want to do when we grow up or career-wise and stuff like that. And then she would just be very positive, and she would say, you can do any of these things that you want to do.
Okay. And did you have any, like, idols or heroes while you were growing up?
I was very much into history in grade school. I read all the books on David Bowie, Davy Crockett, not David Bowie, Joe. Yeah. And I just liked all the Western guys like General Custer and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who were your favorite music or bands growing up while you were in high school?
The Beatles, of course. Like the Monkees, Association. Those are my favorites.
Did you have any nicknames growing up?
Yes, I did. My friends used to call me Roots.
Roots?
Because my roots.
Oh, so. Were you a platinum blonde, like where they stood out?
Yeah, in high school, yeah.
Okay. Trend of the time.
Mike's parents. You obviously knew his dad, his mom.
I knew his dad. I never met his mom.
Never met his mom. Okay. How about Mike's siblings, I don't know, did you ever meet Kenny?
No.
No? What about Butch?
I met Butch, just, I didn't, he came to our wedding, and then not shortly after that, they moved to Arizona. And we did go out and visit them once. He seemed very nice, very nice, very friendly.
And then, I know you know Harry.
Yeah.
How about him? What do you remember about him most?
I think of Harry as kind of a quiet person. Oh, the Partex.
Yeah.
Judy was our sister.
And did you ever meet his brother John?
No.
No? Okay. And then George.
Yeah.
So
George I really liked. George is very nice, very friendly, give you a shirt off his back. I really like George. Just a really nice, friendly guy.
Okay. And then you had my mom. Okay. And I guess going back when you first met Mike, what do you remember most about her?
Well, we met, and then she was blonde. I thought she was very pretty, and she was nice to me. And after more of my memories of her after we got married, and then they would come for a visit. We would come over there, and especially we would play cards all the time. Every 4th of July, we've been there for 52 4th of Julys, I think, since we've been married. Yeah. And she's very, she cares about Mike a lot.
And how about Sandy? What about her?
Sandy, when I first met her, was a pretty talkative person. We double dated with her and George a few times, and then when her and George, broke up and stuff, and once she met Ray, things were good for her again, and they moved to Roselle, and we'd have a good time with them. We visit them frequently. We'd go out together all the time, and but I know her and Mike were close as children, as teenagers and stuff like that.
As far as your work history, what are some of the different types of jobs you've done?
Oh my gosh. I had so many jobs. I'm not going to go into all the jobs, Chad.
Just the bigger ones.
Right after high school, I went to junior college for a year and a half. Then I worked at Silver Cross Hospital in the X-ray department. And then after that, I worked for the state of Illinois at Stateville in the microfilm department. And after I had kids, I worked for a little while. My mom watched Michael, and then I wanted to be home with him. So I left there and then just had a bunch of part-time jobs after that.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember Red Lobster.
Oh yeah, I was Red Lobster for like 18 years.
Yeah. I don't think I ever knew you worked at Stateville.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as travel, what's your favorite travel destination?
It was Hawaii also.
Okay. And what was your most memorable travel experience?
Well, in Hawaii, we went horseback riding, and I thought for sure I was going to fall off the horse. I thought the horse was going to, they're trail horses, and I thought, oh, he's going to fall. I know he's going to fall, and I'm trying to lean with the horse, and the horse knows what to do, just let him lead. It was fun, but very scary for me.
Yeah. And what are some of your memories that you had from family vacations when your kids were smaller?
Oh, we went to Florida, took them to Disney World, and I got a real bad sunburn and looked like a raccoon. And we were in a restaurant, and we were all laughing so hard we couldn't even order. We had to get up and leave. And it was just, we always had some good, fun vacations.
Okay. And have you ever traveled outside of the United States?
Well, we've been to the Bahamas, Canada, and Jamaica.
Okay. And how do you prefer to travel? Plane, trains, automobile, boat?
Planes, because you get there fast.
Okay. And what accomplishments would you say you're most proud of in your life?
Probably, well, other than having my children and having grandchildren, the work I did at Will County Humane Society.
Okay. And what would you say is one of your happiest memories?
having our grandchildren born.
Okay.
Yeah, late in life, 65 years old, you know. I think we have any.
And what are some of your favorite TV shows over the years?
Little House on the Prairie.
Mm-hmm.
I watch all the Law and Order shows and all the Chicago Med shows.
Okay.
And Friends.
Okay. And what are your favorite movies?
Robin Hood with Kevin Costner and Braveheart.
Okay. And do you have any favorite sports teams?
I just root for the Sox. I'm not really into the sports teams,
Mm-hmm.
but I root for the Sox
Mm-hmm. Happy husband.
and the Bears. Yeah, you know, yeah. I don't really follow sports.
And what are your favorite foods?
Favorite foods? I like Chinese and candy.
Yeah, there you go.
And what's your favorite restaurant?
Sills.
Okay. And what was your first car?
1965 Ford Galaxy. Leather red interior.
Mm-hmm.
And where have you lived throughout your life? Has it been all in the Joliet Plainfield area?
Joliet area.
And then kind of going through the questions about where you were. Where do you remember where you were or what you were doing when President Kennedy was assassinated?
Yeah, I was in my 8th grade English class, and one of the teachers came in and told everybody.
Okay. How about when we had the landing on the moon?
I don't even remember that.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. How about the explosion of the Challenger
I
space
was
shuttle?
at work at Red Lobster
Okay.
when that happened. Yeah.
Okay. And how about on September 11th?
We used to always watch the Today Show, and Katie Couric was on, and they were talking about it, and then all of a sudden the second plane hit, and we saw that right on TV.
Is if you could describe yourself to a future family member generations down the road who haven't even been born yet, great grandchildren and so forth, what would you want them to know about you and your life?
That I had a good life, that I loved animals, especially dogs, and that I had a good husband, a happy marriage, wonderful children and grandchildren.